Amber Heard, Jada Pinkett Smith, or Meghan Markle? Who is the worst? Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I'm out for the holidays. I've been banking content. We've been doing our 12 guests of Christmas over on Popcorn Palace, and we had such a great conversation with Pluto from Lost Beyond Pluto. Welcome back. How you doing?
Hey, great. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, guys, check out our interview over there. We had a really good one about Meghan, but I realized she made this video, The Siren, and we were talking. I was like, oh, we should compare the three. She's like, oh, I've already done it. And I'm like, of course, you guys can watch it over on her channel. Make sure if you haven't already, go subscribe to Lost Beyond Pluto. Really great rundowns. And if you watch stuff here, yes, she covers a lot of the same people we hate. She seems to hate them too. And I thought, look, let's compare these three. They're completely different stories. Obviously, they're three completely different women. I hate to sort of compare it. A lot of people always come at me. Of course, Andy hates women. He's comparing. No, these three women are despicable for specifically different reasons. And it's not all women. It's just these three seem to be the one that have taken the cake over the past several years for different various reasons. But I want to talk about it. Where, I guess, what is the similarity here for you, in your opinion? There's a level of narcissism to me I see in all three. What is the similarity you see in these three women?
Well, like you said, the narcissism. But more importantly, what really drew me to, comparing them is how all three of them were virtual nobodies before they met, their future husbands, and seemed to suck the life out of them. Which is why I came up with the term the siren, because in Greek mythology, sirens basically sang really beautiful songs and would lure men, unsuspecting sailors, to their death, to their doom. And so that's how I see these three women, just beautiful, and they've attracted these powerful, rich, famous men to use them as a stepping stone to, feed their narcissism. It's all connected.
It's interesting. Yep, exactly. It's all, Amber had Johnny, Jada took on Will, and Meghan took on Prince Harry, and all of them got elevated because they all had that weird sort of acting gig going on. All three of them really did have it. All three were actresses. They all found a more famous man and then rode that and controlled that man in a way that's really sort of scary. Yeah, I mean, how do you think the three of these women see each other? Like, do you think they empower each other, or do you think they would get jealous and secretly upset at each other?
I think, and I'm saying this based on a female point of view, unfortunately, a lot of women, I shouldn't say a lot of women, these types of women are very insecure. And so I don't think they would be applauding each other. I think they would see right through each other. So they know each other. They're from the same breed. And they wouldn't want anything to do with one another because they understand each other. They can't trick one another because they're cut from the same cloth.
Who do you think is the most dangerous?
Oof. I think based on the lengths Amber went to destroy Johnny's life, I'm going to say Amber. She comes across to me as the most unhinged. I've always said Jada and Meghan seem to be more, at least, I don't know how they are behind the scenes, but in front of us, they seem to be more calm and collected, whereas Amber is just chaotic.
Right. And Amber, I mean, again, you're right. We don't have the proof, but Amber was the most abusive. So I think it sort of puts her outside in a different category with the violence that was put towards Johnny and emotional abuse. I mean, granted, we haven't heard the audio tapes, secret audio tapes from Jada or Meghan. I can only imagine they would probably be as bad, though, don't you think?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Yeah, the verbal abuse, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so weird, because I think Amber helped us in a way in that she showed us that what it really can be like, because no one really believed that could be a thing where the woman is the one who's actually in charge, abusing, etc. And it's crazy. It's opened our eyes, I think, to see other types of people like this who are narcissistic and controlling. But even I didn't really follow that case until I heard the tapes. And when those tapes came out, it was weird. There was so many people have talked about it, but regarding comparing and going back to that Johnny trial, that it was a long one when he was outside to see his daughter and he was trying to get out of the car. Yes. And she wouldn't let him get out of the car. And she kept using I'm going to kill myself. And, oh my God, I can't believe you're leaving. It was, that to me was I know she was violent. There was a lot. That one was so hard for me to listen to and so emotionally damaging and controlling and manipulative. It was like, oh my God, this woman is psycho, like literally psycho, like is going to like never let him leave. And when you heard it in the raw, it was just so jarring and depressing and scary, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you agree on that, but do you think the other two really are going that far behind closed doors? I guess, you know what? I take it back because I have read portions of it. And yes, Jada's talked about, unaliving herself and all these things of not feeling worthy. I guess it's probably very similar situations behind closed doors. What do you think?
I would agree because look, I haven't read Worthy and I won't be reading it, but Meghan pulled the "I will unalive myself" on Oprah, right? I mean,
Yeah,
she told the
they all
story about
did.
how yeah, exactly. So you're right; they're probably all willing to go to the exact same lengths as Amber to manipulate their man and keep him under their thumb. It's like, wow, yeah, I never made that parallel because I didn't know Jada did the same thing.
Yeah, all three of them have tried to do it. What's weird though is you could see Johnny losing interest and getting angry, right? There were moments where he seemed out of it. I guess we're starting to see a little bit with Will, but it was weird how he jumped up to defend her in that situation at the Oscars. And even with Harry, I don't see him buckling yet like Johnny or others have. What do you think it is about Harry that's keeping Meghan? Or do you think maybe that's a sign that we're in the wrong and Meghan's not as bad as the other two?
No, I think it's a sign that Johnny has a very strong personality and Amber underestimated him. Because like you, I heard all these tapes and Johnny fought back. I don't see, look, I'm not with Meghan and Harry. As you know, we don't have recordings of anything, but the dynamic is very different from Johnny. It's just, I think Harry is just not as strong of a personality as Johnny. I think it comes down to that.
Well, it's so easy to play him too, because I mean, with the rumors that Meghan showed up wearing Diana's perfume, there are just so many pieces ways to play him, if you will, and bag a prince and use his insecurities to her advantage. And it does feel like Jada had sort of the same idea. Will was always like, I'm never getting divorced. Like he said that over and over again. There's sort of this stubborn level of, nope, I committed, I'm there no matter what. And Jada seems to want to exploit it. There's also these rumors of his sexuality. None of my damn business, but we've heard about people saying that that's what Jada's using over him. But it is a level of control and manipulation that it does seem Johnny was the strongest in fighting back. So we saw it. Do you think we're going to see that from Harry at any point?
Honestly, how long has it been now since he's been with her? They've been married for 5.5 years. There have been times in the past where he's shown signs. Like there's this one time they were on the balcony during, I don't know what the event was, but Meghan was basically breaking protocol and misbehaving and turning back to talk to Harry when she wasn't meant to. She was meant to look straight and respect the whole ceremony. And there were flashes of him kind of taking control and going, hey, this is not how things, are done here. But it seems that the longer he's with her, because that happened in 2019, it seems the longer he spends time with her and the more isolated he gets, I think that's why she isolated him, because you can just control them more. It's a narcissistic abuse 101, right? Or an abuser 101. You isolate your victim and take them away from their support system. And back when he was in the royal family, he had his support system. And so he could maybe stand up to her more, where, he just doesn't have that support right now. So I don't know if he's ever going to be able to do that.
It's true. You rip the person out of their support system and they become more vulnerable and easy to manipulate, which is so sad because she's just ripping his family away from him. Do you think that royal family is going to ever let him back? I mean, if Meghan's still in the picture?
If she's still in the picture, I struggle to see why they would, because I think she's shown her true colors. I think they would take him back if he came back without her.
I agree. Yeah. I know some would say no way, they never will. If he's solo, I think they will finally say, come on back.
Well, solo and repentant. Yeah, it is sad to watch, but I think he also needs to apologize to them. If he's solo and, still with his head, with his stubbornness, I don't know, but his father clearly adores him. Yeah. So, I don't think they're going to block him out forever if he cuts her off.
Well, that's why I agree he needs to apologize. I know everyone's going to say that, but it is still, I believe Charles clearly, I'm sure, doesn't want to disown him. I'm sure he needs to for reasons as obvious to all of us that are watching. But it's sad as a partner. I just can't imagine not wanting to encourage my partner to see their family. Do you know what I mean? unless they're
Yeah.
physically and emotionally abusive to a point where it's like it's a danger to them. I
Yes.
don't see that. I see it's complicated. I see it's a lot, the royal life is something we can't imagine what that's like to be behind, but it doesn't seem like it's so bad that you have to completely rip them away for safety. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
do blame Meghan for that. Do you as well?
Absolutely. I was just going to say, it's funny how everything was fine. And this is a recurring theme on a lot of, our videos. It's fine. It was all fine until she came along. I mean, yes, there were tensions. All families have tensions. But when you saw William and now King Charles and Harry out together, there was genuine joy in their faces. And Meghan came in between that. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Well, it's the same. Jada, like literally, Will Smith, global icon, movie star, never wanted to have any drama, always kept his nose clean. You just didn't see anything salacious with Will Smith. And then she
Yep.
creates that red table talk where she's talking about her kids' sex lives and
Yeah.
just insane, weird boundary lines where you're like, whatever. There's an Instagram we post, I've played it several times, where Jada's shoves a camera in Will's face, like, tell everybody that this woman's helped our marriage. He's like, yo, don't shove a camera in my face. That's my bread and butter. Social media, get out of my face. And she just keeps shoving it in his face. It's so scary to watch as you see this
Yeah.
broken man, which I think he really did have a breakdown at the Oscars. I'm waiting for the Harry breakdown at some point. It feels like we've seen signs or moments of maybe it's going to come, but I wonder if Meghan might wise up and see these other two women to be like, here's how I don't make those same mistakes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on it.
I suppose just be careful. I mean, get to know someone real well before you let them into your life, because I think with even Johnny and Amber, it was a whirlwind, and not in the sense that, I know they got married years later, but they got really close really quickly. And I think that's the biggest red flag that people need to look out for, because that's a common thread, I think, amongst these three women. I believe even Jada and Will had a bit of a, Will divorced and instantly started dating Jada. So yeah, these it's just, I feel like they were lured into a trap, and you really need to get to know someone real well before you decide to share your life with them. And I think this is an example of what happens if you don't.
Well said. Well, who do you guys think is the worst in the comments? I want to hear your thoughts. Who's the most manipulative? Let's ask that one. Tell us down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Lost Beyond Pluto over on YouTube. Wonderful commentary you'll get over there. So please give her some support. Lawyer, soldier, musician, athlete. She got it all. Such a fan. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for making the time on both channels, being here. Hope that you'll come back. Anything else to say to the fans, or anything else you want to promote while you're here?
No, just thank you for having me. And yeah, just if you like what you see, subscribe. And if you don't, then no harm, no foul.
Yeah, don't. We don't want your non-subscribed energy. But there it is. Go support her. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell on both channels. Smash the thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Appreciate all you guys for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday. We'll be back in studio soon. In the meanwhile, stay tuned.